From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 24th, 2019. After meeting last night with Israel's President Reuven Rivlin, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz agreed to hold unity talks with the goal of forming a unity government. After sitting with the two rivals for an hour and a half last night, Rivlin left Netanyahu and Gantz alone for a private talk, after which their respective parties issued a joint statement reading, following the request of the president, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Blue and White Chairman Benny Gantz discussed between themselves ways to advance the unity of Israel. Rivlin's office said the meeting marked a significant step forward in that effort. It is expected that Rivlin will propose a rotation agreement determining who would lead such a unity government first. Rivlin invited Netanyahu and Gantz back to his residence in Jerusalem tomorrow, Wednesday night, for further discussion. U.S. President Donald Trump took the stage today at the opening session of the 74th General Assembly at the United Nations in New York City. Among the issues the president touched upon was Iran and its threats to Israel.
America will never tolerate such anti-Semitic hate. Fanatics have long used hatred of Israel to distract from their own failures. Thankfully, there is a growing recognition in the wider Middle East that the countries of the region share common interests in battling extremism and unleashing economic opportunity. That is why it is so important to have full, normalized relations between Israel and its neighbors. Only a relationship built on common interests, mutual respect, and religious tolerance can forge a better future.
Interestingly, Trump did not make mention of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict or of the U.S. peace plan for Israel and the Palestinians, which is anticipated to be released soon. And the American Jewish Committee launched a campaign in connection with the opening of the UN General Assembly. The organization will be meeting privately with dozens of leaders from European Union countries, urging them to designate Iranian-backed Hezbollah as a terror group in its entirety. They ran an ad in today's New York Times for that purpose, as well as television ads. Hezbollah is already recognized as a terror group by the Arab League, Argentina, Canada, the Gulf Cooperation Council, Israel, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and the U.S. The EU banned the military wing of Hezbollah in 2013, but the AJC stressed there is no distinction between the group's military and political wings, and the EU's permission for the political wing to function allows the terror group to recruit more members and continue its operations in Europe. Iran was suspended from international judo competitions because of its boycotting of Israeli athletes. If you recall, Iranian athlete Saeed Moulai walked off his national team after he was reportedly threatened and ordered to lose one of his matches in last month's World Championships so as not to have to face Israeli judoka Sagi Muki, who ended up winning the competition. Moulai later said he was afraid to go back home after exposing the story and fled to Berlin. The International Judo Federation suspended Iran last week ahead of a full hearing. The United Arab Emirates will build a new interfaith compound that will include a mosque, a church, and a synagogue. This after a visit earlier this year to the UAE by Pope Francis, who signed a joint declaration with the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Dr. Ahmed El-Tayeb, that called for religious tolerance and dialogue. The Abrahamic family house is reportedly set to open in 2022 on the Saadiyat Island in Abu Dhabi. The design by architect David Alijah was unveiled in New York this week. Back in May, NYU chaplain Rabbi Yehuda Sarna became the first chief rabbi of the Jewish community of the United Arab Emirates. Hateful graffiti was found this weekend at another synagogue, this time in Wisconsin. A swastika and other Nazi imagery were found Sunday, spray-painted on Beth Israel Sinai in Racine, as well as the word Jude, which is the German word for Jew. Police are investigating. Well, Nefesh B'Nefesh honored the winners of its Sylvan Adams Bonnet Zion Prize yesterday. The organization, which helps ease the Aliyah process for those moving to Israel from English-speaking countries, honored 7 outstanding Olim, or immigrants, for their contributions to the State of Israel at a ceremony last night in Jerusalem. And a Lifetime Achievement Award was given to South African pilot Harold Smokey Simon, who flew 23 missions in the War of Independence and helped found the Israeli Air Force. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, September the 24th at 7 o'clock, Erwin Kotler and Eliakim Rubinstein talk about why the UN should not be rejected despite its anti-Israel bias. At 8, it's a panel discussion on anti-Semitism. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Kosher Cookbooks author Helen Nash. At 10, Holocaust survivor, founder of the Israel Women's Network, and Israel Prize laureate Alice Shalvi shares her life's journey. And coming up right after this newscast with a look at unity talks in Israel, it's the ILTV's election arena. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 24th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.